I'm Alexandra Alter, books and culture reporter for the Wall Street Journal. Joining me today is Maria Semple, the author of the forthcoming novel, Where'd You Go, Bernadette? Comes out later this summer. It's gotten great blurbs from big authors like Jonathan Franzen. Thanks so much for joining us, Maria.
Thank you for having me.
I wanted to hear a little bid about how you got the idea for this novel, and if you could just start by summarizing what it's about and let us know where the idea came from.
Well, Where'd You Go, Bernadette is about Bernadette Fox, and she's a fearfully intelligent woman who has gotten so vexed by people in general and Seattle in specific that she's hired a virtual assistant in India to run even her most basic errands. And she's married to a Microsoft guru whose TED Talk has gone viral, and she's the mother of B, who's a sweet and precocious girl who, in the beginning of the book, decides she wants to take a family trip to Antarctica before heading off to boarding school. And that's when Bernadette disappears. And so the book starts with Bernadette's disappearance, and it's Bee's story of trying to find out the truth about what happened to her mother.
You've also written a lot for television, for comedy shows like Saturday Night Live and for Arrested Development. How do you feel writing humor for a novel is different from writing humor for television?
Well, I don't really think it's different. I think that you have a funny take on life, and you go through life thinking that things are funny, and it helps if the humor is a little bit wicked, you know, because it gives you some energy and it makes you really excited to try to put it down. And so I think that I was born with that eye. And I think that in TV you write in scenes, you write dialogue, and you write for strong characters, and I really think that that's the same with great books. I think the scenes are what people remember. Dialogue is fun to read, and great characters.
What made you want to write novels as opposed to television after such a successful career in television?
It was something that I'd always wanted to do. I was one of the rare TV writers who never watched TV. I just read books, and I lectured about it, no doubt in a very obnoxious way to my fellow TV writers. But so I just thought it was time to go for it.
The novel has a very interesting structure. A lot of it's told through emails, through doctor's notes. How did you come up with that sort of epistolary structure that you use?
Well, I had started the book as a first-person novel from the voice of Bernadette. And about 20 pages in, I thought, oh my gosh, I will pay someone money to get this woman to stop talking because she was so intense. And I loved her, but I felt like I don't know that it would be fair or to ask someone to read 300 pages in this voice. And so then after many different attempts, to the point of almost abandoning the novel, this epistolary thing just kind of popped into my head, and I love epistolary novels. And when I realized that that's what I was looking at, I got really excited, and I thought I really want to just do a great version of the epistolary novel, which has always been one of my favorites.
And you had her virtual assistant in India already, sort of as a proxy person that she could write to about everything that she was going through. And
yes, exactly.
Yeah.
That's the thing, is I like the idea of a very isolated, agoraphobic woman oversharing with her help. I just thought that was funny in the course of, hey, could you make a dinner reservation for me? Suddenly 8 pages later, she's just unburdened her soul.
Right. So this book comes out in August. I think it'll be on a lot of people's summer reading list. What is on your summer reading list this year?
Well, I have discovered the Patrick Melrose novels by Edward St. Aubyn, and I've read the first 4, and at last, which is the final one, I'm hoping to read it at some point, but I'm also hoping not to read it because I never want these books to end, and I just love them so much, so I'm carrying that around with me, and at some point I will crack it and be sadly at the end of my Edward St. Aubyn immersion.
Thanks so much for joining us today.
Well, thank you for having me.